So we're joined by their commodities analyst, Amrita Sen. Amrita, thank you so much for joining us. I first of all just wanted to get your sense of what Goldman Sachs said today. Overall, it does seem that every couple of weeks we have one big bank saying buy commodities, no sell commodities. There's going to be a bubble. No, it's not so much of a bubble. What do you make of what we find out today? Is it a bubble? Are we going to see a correction?
I think all I can say is that, from our side, we've had a very consistent view. We've not come out and said buy commodities or sell commodities. From the oil market's point of view, we have continued to say that, on the fundamental side, fundamentals remain extremely constructive. Even now, despite the high prices, you are getting data from the non-OECD that have shown absolutely no signs of slowing down. Sure, there are commodities where the fundamentals don't warrant high prices, like U.S. natural gas. And again, we have highlighted that right throughout. But in general, in terms of the overall consistency, we have been positive on commodities with very strong demand coming from non-OECD and with particularly supply issues like copper, like oil. And I don't think that's changed at our end at all.
Amrita, what about gold? Because it's currently at around 1,500. We have some investors telling us actually it'll go to 1,800 and some saying this is it, it's going to have a fallback from now on.
I think our view on gold very much remains that, sure, as long as sovereign debt concerns remain, you will see gold supported. And of course, whenever we have seen a pullback, physical demand has emerged at significantly higher levels this time around as opposed to last time. So I think the floor for sure is higher. And as long as these risks remain in the external environment, gold should remain very well supported. Of course, I think the flip side to that is that as economic growth comes back and comes to a more stable path, then yes, gold does lose some of its allure, but overall, even now, it should see very limited downside.
Is there a level that you see it going at before it falls back a touch, or is this the kind of a level that it's peaking at?
No, I think we can see some more upside, sure, but not a significant amount.
Amrita, talk to me a little bit about the soft commodities, because I know you're focused on this because we've seen quite a lot of droughts, especially in China.
The droughts in China have clearly affected a lot of energy commodities and some soft commodities, in particular wheat. I think wheat has been the wheat growing areas have really suffered from droughts. But the main commodities that will benefit from the droughts in China are actually energy, whether it be coal, whether it be a bit more gas, but primarily diesel. And you will see if the droughts continue, they will have to burn a lot more diesel in backup generators to maintain growth and to just keep the economy going.
Is there a specific commodity which looks more attractive now than it did just a couple of months ago, be it minerals, metals, or soft commodities?
I think there are a few, but I would genuinely say that oil, if you've got a longer-term view, does still look like a decent buy, because Libya, in our view, is not going to come back to the market anytime soon. We should get a very good Memorial Day holiday season in the U.S. because the AAA put out a survey saying the people in the U.S. have been still basically showing signs that they will drive even at a $4 gasoline, and OPEC are not showing any signs of increasing production. So if OPEC go into the June 8th meeting and decide not to increase production, you will have to draw stocks from the market at a rate of 2 million barrels per day. That's not sustainable, and that should create some significant upside to prices.
And that would mean that the price of oil, Amrita, goes back to 120, 130, or are we sticking to the $100 mark?
No, I think that's what I mean. So around for Brent kind of goes back to the highs we've seen, and it can of course go even higher, especially given how much geopolitics is still entrenched in the market. Those issues are not over at all.
All right, Amrita Sen, thank you so much
Thanks
for being on the show this morning.